Yo, what is good, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It is your boy Lean Tindo here with a crazy video. This is a Blue Protocol video, guys, and I know you're probably wondering what the heck are you looking at right now. And I will start off by saying this is a very important video to me because I feel like this is a video like that I just had to get out. I had this idea, and I really just realized, like, as I was playing Blue Protocol, like, this game inspires me so much. Like, actually, like, it makes me think about like the future of gaming in general, not just because it's like a amazing MMO or it's an anime game or it's an anime MMO. It's kind of just the fact that I feel like they're so, how do you say, unique with the way they're doing things. You know, I feel like they're probably the closest thing I've ever played to. How do I put this in words? When I play Blue Protocol, you know that feeling you get when you're watching an anime, like one of those animes like Sword Art Online, or let's say my personal favorite anime, actually, Danmachi, or Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? Is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon? My bad. But when I watch that anime, sometimes I get a feeling of just like crazy inspiration. I don't know why. And when I play Blue Protocol, I get a feeling that's very similar to that feeling. It's kind of just the fact that, you know, the main character, he's going through this thing all the time, and it's called like the dungeon, but he's constantly trying to descend further and further and get stronger and stronger because he wants to be a hero. When I play Blue Protocol, I get that feeling because I'm always trying to like find a way to become stronger with, like, whether it's my level, weapon, imagines, you know, it's just the grind, right? It's just the grind. Blue Protocol is just that crazy of a game to me. And I want to show you guys an idea that I've had for a while now, but I feel like I kind of have to put it out there because if I don't, I'm going to literally go insane. So let's just dive in. This is a potential game mode that we could see or could never see. And either way, if we don't, then that's sad. If we do, then I'll probably cry tears of joy. This game mode is called Labyrinth,
or Lab for short. So what I've done here is I've kind of taken aspects of Blue Protocol that already exist and pretty much mixed them together, creating a monstrosity that is called Labyrinth. So as you can see here, these are 6 different dungeons that I've taken screenshots of, pretty much the map. Like, this is what they look like from your minimap. And this is a town that is just, you know, was added with the latest update. Doesn't matter. Anyways, I made a little town, and I even added like little stuff you could do there. Like, you know, you could fish, your quest stuff, your weapon stuff, or your crafting, you know, salon, your store, your liquid memory, all of that sweet, amazing stuff has been added. And the idea is that we layer it. We create a system that allows players to constantly have a new experience, even though it's the same dungeon, or even though it's the same labyrinth. I know that sounds crazy, but this is like a top-down view of what I envision Blue Protocol might end up being. So as you can see, it's a lot. It's technically 7 maps, 6 if you are not including the town or surface or entrance to the labyrinth. And every single part of this is connected, going down and down and down. And as you go down, further down, it gets harder, as you would expect. So let's take a look here. This is like my idea of, if we're not looking at it from a top down, we're looking at it from a, you know, straight, you know, we're looking straight at it and everything's in front of us, kind of like a sandwich, right? This is what I think it would look like, right? This is how I think this is how I think it would work as well. So surface, town entrance, first floor, second floor, difficulty increase. That's going to happen on every single floor the further you go down. And probably the cool thing about this labyrinth idea is the fact that in Blue Protocol, there is this thing, this system where if it has a purple name, if a monster has a purple name, you can't kill it, no matter what. You just can't kill it. The thing about the labyrinth is there will be no purple names. If you have the skill, you can kill anything and you can be rewarded for it, you know? Like, it's, I think, a pretty good idea. But anyways, third floor, you know, difficulty increase, loot increase. So we're talking about loot. Loot is going to be dropping pretty frequently, I guess. But the further you go down, the more harder it's going to get, or the harder it's going to get. And then also, the more loot you're going to get, plus rare monster spawns. What are rare monsters? We'll get to that eventually. Just keep it in your mind. Bear with me, guys. This is a lot. I know. It's also crazy. I might seem like a crazy person, but I just had to get this out there. 5th floor. The difficulty increases, the loot increases, plus rare monster spawns, plus rare items. So rare items, we'll get to that as well. 6th floor. Difficulty increase, loot increase, plus rare monster spawns, plus rare items, plus rare boss spawns. Now, before we go any further, I want to say, every single floor is going to have a boss. Every single floor. And you don't necessarily have to fight this boss to proceed. You just have to know where to go. Okay? Now, the way the Labyrinth will work is going to be kind of just like how the dungeons work. It'll be an instance. So there'll only be like maybe 100 or so people allowed in it, maybe 1,000, I don't know, depending on how crazy their servers are, if this was even a thing. And every single floor is going to have a boss, and pretty much every single floor is going to kind of be a different experience, but just know it's going to get harder every single time. Anyways, let's see. So what's going to be really cool about the Labyrinth is not only do they have floors, difficulty increase, all that stuff, rare monster spawns, I think is going to be a really huge thing. This is something that I've kind of already taken from the game because it already exists in Blue Protocol. They're called gold Napos or silver Napos. They spawn and they have a really, 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 really low chance of spawning, guys. Very low. But when they do spawn, it's an amazing time because if you kill it, there's a chance that you'll actually get a cosmetic that's super shiny, super cool, and kind of a flex item. No real purpose besides it's just really cool to have. It's a cosmetic, right? That's how Blue Protocol works, by the way. Cosmetics don't really do anything. It's just how you can express yourself. But this will definitely do something because it shows that you have killed something that someone else hasn't even seen before. So apply the gold status of this to this boar, right? That's what it looks like. Back to kind of the rules of the Labyrinth, though. So, after the 6th floor, we go to floor boss. Actually, I forgot to say. So I talked about rare bosses. This is what a rare boss would look like in my mind. It's pretty much taking a normal boss, right, from a floor boss, and coating it with a super shiny coat. Or it could be a shiny boss with more health and that does more damage, or it could be a boss that no one has ever seen before. Like, they could just drop a freaking bomb in there and no one would even know until one day you're in there with your friend and you're exploring and all of a sudden you encounter something that you've never seen. You have no idea how to fight it, but you just have to survive. And survival is going to be a really big part of the Labyrinth because in the game, there's no real consequences throughout all of the real game right now. Like, you know, you die, you get rezzed, or you die, you lose, you fail something, you just do it all over again and it's fine. You waste a little bit of time, but who really cares, right? The consequences of dying in the Labyrinth will be as so, or as such, all right? In the Labyrinth, there must be a significant consequence, you know, due to the lack of consequences in the rest of the game. This means that when a player dies, there will be a penalty. The penalty will result in a player losing a class level each time they die, and being sent back to the entrance town surface. That means if you are somewhere in between 1 or even 6, if you're 1 to 6 anywhere here, if you die, you're going back to the surface and you're losing a whole entire class level. Doesn't matter what level you are. If it's 1,000,000 EXP, you just lost all of it. You know? There it is. And then after the 6th floor, after looting and all that crazy stuff, there's going to be a chance for you to teleport. It's going to be called the teleport floor or TP floor. If you don't want to continue or your inventory is full, although I would imagine there's going to be a locker there or somewhere where you can, someone you can talk to break your stuff or sell your stuff and store your stuff in a locker. If you don't want to go through all that and you just want to go back and continue doing something else, because there's so many different things to do in Blue Protocol, TP out, go back to the surface, you're done. But if you want to keep going, if this isn't the floor for you and you want to go to a deeper, harder difficulty, then there's the floor boss. You can challenge the floor boss, all right? The floor boss, I don't have a picture for it because I couldn't really imagine it. I feel like the floor boss will be something that we've never seen at all, and maybe the devs or people working at Project Blue Sky, Blue Protocol, Bandai Namco, whatever, they'd come up with something super cool, and this is what it should be. So the floor boss is like almost like a raid, but you can face the boss alone or with a party or even with a random like group of people. The thing is about the floor boss, right, is that in Blue Protocol, you're not able to kind of do raids alone. This is going to be something where you can try your best to do it alone, and if you're somehow able to survive, there you go. You just beat a floor boss by yourself, and you're going to maybe even get an achievement or a name for doing it by yourself. Who knows? Also, once you enter the floor boss, other players can't come in to, like, kind of help. The floor boss is going to be, like, kind of like the way the dungeons work right now, where it's a bit of a queue, but not really. Probably going to be a max of, like, maybe, like, I don't know, 10 players, I would say. You can't just go in there with like every player ever, so make sure you have a party, or if you don't have a party, then just be ready to be with random people. And it's going to have mechanics, it's going to have really cool mechanics, and it's going to be harder than everything else you've faced thus far. The floor boss will also have phases, so you know, you'll get a half health or whatever, it'll transform, or something crazy is going to happen with the environment, who knows. And then after defeating the boss, players will receive EXP and a big gold or prismatic chest. Now, the EXP part of it is most likely going to be a guaranteed level, since if you die, you're losing a level guaranteed. So maybe every single time you get to that next floor, you're guaranteed a level, or at least you beat the floor boss. And then the gold chest, which is going to be really important, or prismatic chest, will spawn once open. There will be a chance to gain super rare items, along with a chance to unlock exclusive Labyrinth skill, a very, very exclusive Labyrinth skill. I think the whole entire premise of the Labyrinth that I'm really obsessed over is the fact that you will be able to go in there and find something that no one else has, or only a select few people have, you know? Because let's just say the Labyrinth is like this, right? And again, I want to talk about the size of this before we even get to the skills.
I'm going to show you right now what I mean by this and why I think it's so possible. Like it's so possible for them to do. In the game, there is a gigantic dungeon spanning very high vertically and pretty wide as well. So imagine this, right? Imagine all this space, and then you just apply levels to it. Levels, no in between, just levels. You proceed further down. It's 100% possible. They could 100% do it. And while you're at it, just dump a whole lot of crazy cool skills that you can get for your class or for your character, because it's a universal skill. So you can use it on any class as long as you meet the level requirements. This is what I'm talking about, guys. This is what this is what I have been dreaming about for the past couple days. The Labyrinth. A way to experience an MMO like never before, right? A way to always be looking for something new. And there's always a chance that you'll really get it. A way for you to find something that will actually make you different than the rest.
You know? And of course, someone else might gather the same skill or get the same thing eventually. But by that time, who knows? You might have a different one. And the way I think the skills should work, right, is with Labyrinth skills. With Labyrinth skills, or we'll call them passives, whatever. We don't know for sure yet. This is all, guys, I'm just making it up as I go at this point, right? But anyways, let's get a closer look here. Labyrinth skills, right? You can only get them with a... Well, technically, I'm not going to lie. I think it shouldn't be guaranteed. I don't think Labyrinth skills should be guaranteed. I think there should be a chance of getting them throughout the floors, and the deeper you go, the higher the chance of getting them. But a very, very low chance. And I think beating a Labyrinth boss is probably the highest chance that you'll ever get. Doesn't matter how deep you go. Beating a Labyrinth boss or a floor boss is going to be the highest chance you will ever have. Excuse me, I burped. Anyways, so this is how the skills are going to work. So for the Labyrinth skills, it will be a level of skill that is beyond G3, G4. Right now in Blue Protocol, that's kind of how things are going with G1, G2, G3, Alpha, Beta. It's beyond that, okay, people? Way beyond that. All right? Also, you'll only be able to equip it once. So it's a one in a lifetime skill. You'll never be able to use another skill with it. You can only use this skill, like it's not like a one-time use, but it's once. It's once. You never get it again. You never get it again. Once you get it, you'll never see it again. Okay, and you can only use it, like you use one Labyrinth skill. You could have multiple Labyrinth skills, but you can only use one. You can only use one, and either it's going to replace one of your ordinary skills, or it's going to be a passive that you don't have to worry about sacrificing a skill for. It's just there. But even if it's a passive or a skill, it's a one of. It's a one of. Okay. Let's continue. You have to meet the level requirements. So the whole entire premise of the Labyrinth isn't to level up. That's not how this works. It's not to just gain hella levels and like become hella strong. That's not how it should be. Because the way Blue Protocol works is there's always a level cap, right? Realistically, it's kind of farming materials, skills, and just like super cool loot. Because I think the next level of loot, besides the fact that we have weapons that have like cool little effects, there's no real cool effects in Blue Protocol, to be honest, right now. And what I mean by that, I'll talk about weapons really quick. So Labyrinth weapons. Let's talk about those guys. All right. So pretty much Labyrinth weapon, it has a chance to be in a chest or on other floors of loot. And it's guaranteed when you defeat a floor boss, but it's not guaranteed on the other floors. Just like the skills aren't guaranteed on the other floors. Very low chance to get it, but there's still a chance nonetheless. As you can see, guys, I think there should also be a recipe. This will be the recipe right here. Excuse me. Been yapping for a second now. This will be the recipe, and you can use the recipe to craft Labyrinth weapons. But I know what you're wondering, like, dude, well, Labyrinth weapon just seems OP. It has, like, +2 sockets. True, but the thing that's going to make a Labyrinth weapon hard to obtain is not only going to be the fact that you're going to have to either craft it like you used to have to craft it, or gain it like you used to have to gain it in OG Blue Protocol. And in OG Blue Protocol, the chances of you getting a weapon were not very high, guys. Currently in Blue Protocol, there is a pretty good chance you're getting a weapon every single time in a dungeon. But the way the Labyrinth works is you're either going to have to mine a lot of materials, kill a lot of things to get enough to make this weapon, or you're going to get it by chance, or you're going to get it guaranteed after killing a floor boss. Mind you, floor bosses are not going to be easy at all, whatsoever. There's going to be a lot of times where you go into the Labyrinth and you're going to try to fight the floor boss and you're going to get fucking destroyed. That's just how it is. You got to be good. Labyrinth isn't going to be just for, like, you know, everybody. It's going to be for everybody, but you're going to have to understand that, like, you have to actually be good at the game. There's not going to be any pay to win. None of that. That doesn't even exist in Blue Protocol right now. The Labyrinth is just pure grind. That's all it is. This is an example of what the Labyrinth weapon should look like. And let me show you guys here. So it's like a shiny weapon. It's like shiny. It can have the same model as a weapon that already exists, but it's shiny. And cool thing is it'll have +2 sockets, or if someone doesn't like that, say, like, you know, the devs, whoever, Project Blue Sky, they're like, no, that's stupid, then okay, it's stupid. But I think a good idea would probably be to add a plug, and plugs are things that you can add your weapon to change them. Add a plug to the weapon that you cannot change or cannot take off, cannot remove. It's just there forever. And add a really cool skill to it, maybe like lifesteal or thorns or even self-res. Imagine a weapon that allows you to res yourself every single boss fight. I think self-res is probably the rarest weapon you could possibly get because you res yourself. That simple. And let's see here. This could be applied, like the whole entire shiny premise of it could be applied to pretty much everything in the game that you want to call rare, but also pets. Pets aren't in the game yet, so I'm going to leave that alone, but if they were to be in the game, that'd be really cool, you know? But anyways, let's keep going. That's skills, weapons, loot, etc. I talked about the recipe, guys. I think the recipe, the way that should work is like after getting a super rare, like, you know, killing a rare thing, like killing a rare monster spawn or whatever, if you're not going to get a cosmetic, maybe you can get a recipe that allows you to start crafting weapons. But the thing is, the weapons will be really hard to craft. They're not going to be easy at all. And there will 100% be a chance to fail. A lot of people forgot about how that feels to fail crafting weapons, because right now you don't have to actually craft anymore in Blue Protocol, weapon-wise. There's going to be a chance to fail crafting, and you'll have to go back into the Labyrinth and do it all over again. But remember, guys, if you beat the floor boss, it's guaranteed, so that's kind of a thing. Now, anyways, let's talk about this here, right? So we've already gone over the consequences of everything dying and, like, losing level, being sent back to the top. The thing that I'm really, really excited about, or the thing that really interests me, is the whole entire rare boss spawn. The whole entire boss you've never seen before. That makes me so, like, you don't understand. Like, like, dude, could you imagine going into the Labyrinth, all right, guys, and not knowing what you're gonna go up against? That's what really makes me think that this is, like, the future. This. And again, guys, I want to say this. All of this could never happen. It could happen. It could never happen. I don't know. But if it does, it's amazing. I'd be very happy. Very, very happy. And the thing is, I see it happening because everything that you see here, besides, like, the little lifesteal or whatever, but everything you see here is quite literally already in the game. Just in different instances. It already exists. All they have to do is grab the dungeons, grab the maps, and just attach them. Like, you know, sparkle it up a little bit, make it look nice, make it look pretty or whatever, make it look cool. Add some cool looking monsters. Add some rare spawn rates that already exist because that's already a thing. Add a couple new items. And that's probably the biggest thing about Labyrinth, guys. In Blue Protocol, realistically, we have all these items, but dude, players do not use them. There's no point. There's no point because you're given free items every single dungeon, everything. You're always given free stuff. But in the Labyrinth, you're not given, you're given nothing for free. Nothing. This is like the hardcore version of Blue Protocol. If you want to have a good time in the Labyrinth, you're going to need to make sure you go to every little store, whatever you need to do, and buy or craft every item that you need. Therefore, it'll make farming way more important because now we have to craft. Now we actually need this stuff because you don't want to end up being on floor 6, right? You don't want to end up being on floor 6 and having 0 potions and not having a class or a skill that allows you to heal. Because at that point, if you don't have an archer next to you, you're done. It's over. You'd have to somehow run your way all the way back up, or somehow get to the teleport floor and teleport back up, you know, or die and lose the level and go back up and not get anything out of it. So with items, stuff like that, that'd be really cool to actually see items have a real, like, actual use. And yeah, I think that this is something that we could possibly see in the future, you know? Blue Protocol, I feel like just has so much potential as a game, as an MMO. Like, it's insane. It is absolutely insane, guys.
And yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, video for me. I know I was just yapping. Don't take it seriously. This was just a video I felt like I had to make because, you know, I don't know. And if you guys maybe enjoyed the video, let me know. And if you think that this is a cool idea, let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, by the way. I really appreciate it. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.